trash, and let's get this new year started off right. Everything in this world needs to get off to the right start in order to really do well. And in the case of television, this could not be more true in the opening theme songs. The right theme song or musical number for any show needs to set the stage for just what the audience is about to watch, be it in the lyrics or especially the music itself. And when a show's theme hits those perfect notes, the music becomes something that said viewers look forward to as much as anything else. So many themes have become ingrained in our psyche as staples of entertainment culture and are the types of songs we probably don't mind if they get stuck in our heads. This was definitely one of the toughest lists I've ever had to compile on this show, and as such, any I might have left off, I gladly welcome their mention in any comments. With that having been said, these are my picks for the top 10 greatest TV theme songs.
Overture, curtain lights, this is it, the night of nights. No more rehearsing and nursing a part. We know every part by heart. Overture, curtain lights, this is it. We'll hit the heights, and oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
America's Funniest Home Videos, or just AFV as it's now called, has been a staple of Sunday nights for nearly 30 years. But if you never caught the show in its early years of the 90s, you missed out big time, especially with this theme song. The best way to describe it is if you mixed America the Beautiful with yakety sax.
You're the red, white, and blue. The funniest things you do. America, America, this is you.
But that's just what was needed to encapsulate what this show is ultimately all about. Sending the message that we all need to have a little laugh with ourselves every once in a while. It, combined with Bob Saget's charm as a host, brought much needed week-ending laughter to many households, and encouraged many more to keep those cameras safely rolling as their one biggest ticket toward becoming a star through sheer idiocy. Ah, the more innocent days before YouTube. I'd probably get written out of Mom and Dad's will if I didn't put this one on the list. The ironic thing is that this TV show took the theme music from the movie it was adapted from, when the very title of this instrumental is Suicide is Painless. The movie was definitely a bit darker than the TV show turned out to be. Still, perhaps these musical notes did aid with the show's bittersweet setting, as its cast of characters every week tried their hardest to endure the harshness of war, which they unfortunately had to see firsthand as medical personnel. It must have done something right, as the show itself lasted 8 years longer than the actual Korean War, and for those years, from the first time they saw those helicopters in the sky until that final one took Alan Alda's character up on his ride back home, this theme song helped teach a lot of people in the 70s and beyond how to make the absolute best of a difficult situation.
Is a story all about how
if you grew up in the 1990s, chances are this was the song you just had to know by heart. And a lot of credit has to go to Will Smith for composing the song himself, showing off just how multi-talented he was at even that young age.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground playground is where I spend most of my days.
You have to wonder just how many people thought Will really was from West Philly just from listening to this song.
I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
It was perhaps the perfect theme for the perfect time, as hip-hop was coming more into the mainstream in the 90s, and Will Smith was able to give the genre a more wholesome feel that anyone would be able to enjoy. Mind you, I never really watched this show myself, but I definitely see how it became a mainstream hit. And it all started with this theme, getting things off to the right start, showing how Will Smith became the prince of TV and music combined.
Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air.
You know what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
It's time for Animaniacs.
You all knew there had to be some cartoon songs on this list, and anytime someone brings up the subject, many think back to the themes of the Warner cartoons of the 90s, where almost all of them were composed by the late Richard Stone and his musical troupe. But even with the catchy themes of Tiny Toons and Tasmania, there's really no question which show stands out. This song is the TV version of REM's It's the End of the World and trying to remember the whole thing, but that's exactly what is needed to demonstrate the pure insanity that Animaniacs was all about.
Be Pinky and the brain who wants to rule the universe. Put letters flock together, slappy wax them with her purse. Martin chases Mindy while Rita sings a verse. The writer's script, we had no script, why bother to rehearse?
It was like Bob Clampett shorts on speed, and audiences loved every minute of it. And this song was just the thing to get them prepared for the Animani, Totally Insane-y.
Cockamamie, Animaniacs, those are the facts.
You know what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
Some of us in the reviewer community like to ridicule shows that have to explain their entire premise in the opening theme song. But if there's one case where it just worked, it would be Gilligan's Island. This is largely thanks to making it an outright ballad with one of the catchiest tunes out there, told in a way that makes it sound almost like a legend in itself.
If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle.
It didn't hurt at all that they also had a second verse of the song for the end sequence that essentially told us this was a never-ending story in a way.
It's an uphill climb. The first mate and his skipper too will do their best.
The barbershop quartet style of singing, combined with the sense of danger and adventure, and perhaps a little fun as well, made this perhaps the most memorable TV theme of the 1960s, and one that did indeed make us join them there each week and be sure to get a smile.
From 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Island.
You know what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
Anything from the Disney afternoon. This was the cartoon block for 90s kids, and it helped revive animated television just as much as the mouse-eared competitors over at Warner. Most of the shows that started off the Disney afternoon are still remembered with joy, and the theme songs played no small part in that. Yes, we all remember how catchy the DuckTales theme is, and even I have ran that gag into the ground. But what about these memorable themes?
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. Chip-chip-chip-chip-and-dale. Rescue Ranger. Chip-chip-chip-and-dale. When there's danger, no, it never fails. Once they're involved, somehow whatever's wrong gets solved. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
the Block's later years, with some of the shows that aren't as fondly remembered, pretty much all of them still had a theme song that could compete with the best. With one notable exception. Regardless, they made the Disney afternoon follow in Walt's legacy of making sure music played an integral part in the entertainment, and why these songs were as catchy and enjoyable as anything sung by Snow White, Cinderella, or Sleeping Beauty.
Bringing you a
Catchiness was definitely a very important factor in making this list, which brings us to number 4. Or should I say 1, 2, 3, 4?
5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Haas and Vamp Incorporated. We're gonna do it.
The Gary Marshall sitcoms of Miller Milkis Productions were known for their great songs composed by Charles Fox and Norman Gimbel. But ultimately, Laverne and Shirley tops them all. And when you compare it to another show from earlier the same decade, it really reflects the change in culture of that time period. When the Mary Tyler Moore Show debuted in 1970, its song was perfect for the show's theme and time, as it was about a woman wanting to succeed on her own, but feeling more than a little anxious as to whether or not she could. By 1976, the times had changed. And this show was about two women more than confident in themselves and possessing a gung-ho attitude that they could take life by the horns. And the theme song showed that off beautifully. It was about sticking together, keeping your friends close, and never giving up in where you wanted your lives to go. Even with changes like moving the show to Los Angeles in the later seasons and Cindy Williams ultimately departing, this song could never go away because it and the show always wanted its audience to keep believing that they could make all their dreams come true. Game shows are all about excitement and fun, and the theme music for them naturally should be appropriate. As such, there have been numerous game show themes that we can almost immediately associate with the shows they are from, and instantly get ready to see unknowns make total fools out of themselves for money and prizes. But when it comes to game show themes, there really is one above the rest that can come on down!
Here it comes! Television's most exciting hour of fantastic prizes!
What makes the Price is Right's music doubly memorable is that it really is a twofer. The show starts on one track as the first 4 contestants are called out.
Laurie Olson! Come on down!
And once that's done, they switch over to the more remembered tune as that announcer says,
You are the first 4 contestants on The Price is Right!
This show has dominated daytime TV for nearly 5 decades. And even as they have moved from Bob Barker to Drew Carey, Rod Roddy to George Gray, this music has remained for the entire run. And why not? Its beyond upbeat, almost carnival-like tune perfectly reflects what the show has always been about. Television's most exciting hour of fantastic prizes. As anyone who watched this show as a kid whenever they had off from school and eventually got to live their dreams coming on down to Contestants Row will tell you, it's clear this theme has no actual retail price, as it truly is priceless.
You know what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
How many TV themes out there can claim to have been a top 40 hit? That's just what the theme from The Greatest American Hero can brag about. As the song composed by Mike Post and Stephen Geyer and performed by Joey Scarberry went as high as number 2 on the Billboard charts and number 1 on the Record World chart.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
might nowadays be ridiculed by a few comedians out there and also associated with someone else's online show reviewing porn and gore films, but it still has just a type of charm and innocence about it. And you can't help but find yourself singing about walking on air anytime you hear it again. Believe it or not, oh, we absolutely believe this was one of the best opening themes out there.
Could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now.
Nothing could change you, set and sure of the way.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, there was never a leather-neck braver down in Dragoon disease.
As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before school starts this fall.
Come on, Barry!
So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
Tonight, what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
You can call this a cheat. You can claim I have bias being a native Texan. But I dare you to think of another theme where just hearing the first bars of it, you know exactly where it comes from, no matter what age you are. Dallas was a show that perfectly encapsulated the 1980s, and this music perfectly encapsulated the show. Every note rings of being big, loud, brash, and arrogant, symbolizing glitz and glamour to a Texas-sized T. It was about being larger than life, which was practically the mantra of the show itself and the period it's known for. In some ways, that whole title sequence with the panning shots of so many known landmarks coupled with the music was even more iconic to the show than the gregarious backstabbing characters the audience could not get enough of. When the show was revived in 2012, there was no question to bring back this number. From the moment it played, you knew Dallas was back, even before you saw the likes of JR and Bobby again. It helped make the show famous, it helped make the city famous, it helped make the 80s infamous, and it's why Dallas stands tall as the greatest theme in television history. Hopefully this list got all of you to an upbeat, positive start to this new year. Which is why next time on TV Trash, we're gonna have to get a bit more somber and deal with an issue it's probably long due that this show has tackled.